Hmm. I just got done watching 5 centimeters per second. Nope. Yes. Kind of. Maybe? Yeah, probably. Hello everyone, I'm Gavin Zakajirix and welcome to my obligatory romance-based video for February, the month of love and Valentine's Day, because and I'm just really ready to get started with this review, but I need to provide a brief intro for the film, so here goes. As you can see from the title below, I'm covering 5 centimeters per second, a romance-based tragedy about essentially when life decides to punch somebody in the face. The story itself is essentially if somebody decided to put 3 episodes of an anime and condense it into an hour-long film. Because of this, it's a bit hard to cover as each episode is separate but also part of a whole. So because of this, I will simply be covering like each episode briefly. I will be trying to avoid as many spoilers as possible, but keep in mind, spoilers are inevitable for this. So, with that, let's start the story section. We begin with episode 1, Cherry Blossom. Cherry Blossom provides the setup for the film, which goes as follows. The story of 5 centimeters per second is focused on Tadaki Tono, a boy of around 14 at the beginning of the story. Due to family circumstances, he is separated from his best friend Akari, who is around the same age. The two are constantly changing schools, moving them apart from each other, 5 centimeters per second. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that's what the title 5 centimeters per second means. Slowly but surely, the two moving apart from each other, physically and probably emotionally. The rest of the episode follows Tataki riding a train to go and visit Akari, reminiscing to himself over their past experiences. Episode 2, Kazunaut, is told from the perspective of a girl named Kane Sumida, who has a crush on Tataki. Through Kane's eyes, we get to see just exactly how Tataki is doing after the events of Cherry Blossom, which I will not spoil here. There is also a subplot about a rocket being sent into space, and during a brief switch in perspective, Tataki ponders just how lonely a trip like that would be, all in the name to find the secrets of the universe. Episode 3 lacks a name, and because of this, I simply dubbed it the epilogue of the film. Years have passed since the events of Kazunaut, and Tataki and Akari are both now adults. Oh yeah, she is never mentioned again. Yeah. The entirety of Cosmonaut is never mentioned again. See, the thing about Cosmonaut is, I think its sole purpose for existing is being a buffer between Cherry Blossom and the epilogue. And it's a good buffer. It's like a nice little side thing. It is necessary to the story, but it definitely does make it better. Because if someone were to, say, cut the entirety of Cosmonaut out, I would not like the film nearly as much, because it would feel like, okay, we're wrapping up this sad story, how does it continue? Cut 2 years later? Wait, really? But you're saying that nothing really interesting happened during the past, like, 11 or so years of these people's lives? It's like, because it wouldn't feel right. Because, like, I suppose they would change what it was. If they cut out Cosmonaut, it would change the film, like, for me at least. So, yeah, Cosmonaut really doesn't add much to the story at all. But it does like just serve as a nice buffer between the two. But still, it is kind of funny how completely and utterly pointless Kane's story was. It just is. While focusing on Tataki, the story switches to Akari several times, creating a contrast for how different their lives are now. 5 centimeters per second is centered around the idea of lost love and what exactly that can do to people whenever life just tears them apart. This really does make the story great, and it's held together by its great characters. Speaking of which, I really won't be saying much specifically about the characters, but I will be talking about something general about them, a common connection, a theme, if you will, between the characters. And it all has to do with one quote. While watching 5 centimeters per second for the first time, I was reminded of something the critic Benedict the Sage said while reviewing the OVA series Video Girl Ai. And I'm just gonna be paraphrasing him. Bennett essentially says that because these are teenagers, and especially because we're seeing them from the teenager's point of view, everything about these relationships seems so big, and that feelings like love can last forever, when in actuality, no they aren't, and no it can't. All 3 characters personify this idea, specifically the latter part about the love that lasts forever, the person you cannot get over, the one that you won't get over. I mean, Kane is going through that during Cosmonaut, saying she will never get over Tataki. And Tataki and Akari themselves? Well, Akari gets over the past, holding on to the memories but still moving on. Tataki, however, is consumed by the past, and seems to be on a downward spiral that shows no sign of ending. Again, the characters are great, and they show exactly what can happen whenever life decides to throw a curveball. And so with that, let's get to the last part, the art and sound. Yeah, both are amazing. There are so many scenes that were made by the music, that were made by the art. And on the sound part, the main theme of the film, I believe it's called One More Time, One More Chance. It is amazing. And whenever it's played at the end of the film, it is the one part that almost brought me to tears. Bravo film. And, there are several scenes in particular that, again, were made by the art. What I can think of specifically is a scene of a dream of Akari and Tataki's standing in a field, looking at a massive planet. It was great. I really can't think of much else to say. Oh wait, yes I can. This film has an English dub. It is mostly good, except for one single actor, or actress. For the character of Akari, they got Hilary Hang, a voice actor who is in 2 things I've seen. But that's because I don't watch a lot of old anime. Now, in those 2 things I've seen her in, I enjoyed her. However, in this, dear God, she was horrible. I have the written review right over here, and let me just find the exact comparison I use. She sounded like a 10-year-old reading the script to a play she's in for the first time, while on stage. And that's how I can best personify what this is, what her performance is. Wooden, stilted, and like a 10-year-old reading a script. No disrespect to Hilary herself, because I don't know her as a person, I won't diss her, so, but seriously, oh my god. She just was not properly cast in this film. And that's it. As I was originally writing this review, I was feeling pretty meh over 5 centimeters per second as a whole. I thought it was a decent film, just it wasn't for me. Then I rewatched the film for the English dub, for the point of pointing out the English dub. And while I was watching that, and while writing the rest of the review, I realized just how good the film was. It was powerful at moments, and it almost made me cry at several points, while rewatching it than I did the original point. I suppose because I was just looking for more details and stuff. Who knows? But still, the film is good, and I did enjoy it. So, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching this. I have a big project coming up next month. So, in March, which is 4 or so days away, so, or 2, so, however many days away. So, come back on March 1st for that. And this is G-Rex, signing out.